What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to our weekly podcast. We are Batting Practice. I'm Josh. That's Jacob over there in a different backdrop. And Andrew is down there in his blurred backdrop, per usual. The boys are back in town. You love to see it. I might sound a little hoarse. I was in a wedding last night. I'm on the struggle bus a little bit today. I won't lie. Just wanted to get that out of the way if I sound a little hoarse.
I definitely can hear it a little bit. I wasn't gonna say anything, and then you brought it up right away out the gate, so it's like, all
Yeah.
right, there you go. You were
I don't
in a
want the
wedding. You
people.
weren't
Yeah.
just at a wedding, you were
Oh,
in a wedding.
I was in the wedding. Haley and I were
Nice.
both in the wedding,
Wow.
Nice.
which is kind of a weird occurrence. Like, yeah, right?
Right.
Not a
I
normal
don't.
thing to have both people in a couple be in the same wedding.
Yeah. Was
That's pretty
it
cool.
was it our
Yeah.
so rare friend or no?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, shout out
shout out
Anthony.
to Anthony
Shout out
and
Anthony.
There we
Sarah.
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Yes.
They officially married now. So shout
There
out
we
to them.
go.
It was a great wedding, lots of fun. Lots of adult beverages were consumed,
Oops.
it's been a little bit of a struggle, but we're here. We're thriving. We got our water here. That's all you need. Just some water,
Yeah, been chugging it crazy like with this heat wave recently.
right?
Dude, it's hot.
It was warm. It was
Gotta
not
chug
as
that
hot as your
water.
wedding, Andrew, I will say.
Oh,
You
Your wedding was
I'll
pretty
take
still
the
hot.
cake. Take the
You
cake.
still took the cake, yeah. That was
Woo.
and I think the gray suits just made it feel hotter because they were gray.
You
Gray
could
is a
see
little
the
like
sweat.
white. It's half white, half
You
Yeah,
could see
black.
the
no,
sweat.
it's not gray's not a dark color. It was just like knowing that you could see
Oh,
us sweating
yeah.
through our suits.
It did look like we jumped in the lake after a while.
It
That was
did.
crazy.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times. Well, unfortunately, we're here to talk baseball today after the Brewers completely completely brew a 2-0 lead against your Colorado Rockies today. We don't need to talk about it. What we do need to talk about is that we're getting right into it. We're talking about our superlatives. We're checking back on
Oh,
our predictions from the beginning of the year and how absolutely garbage they were. And we're going to send it right back and give us some better predictions now that we have
okay.
midway through the season stats. And in fact, as of today, the Brewers are 47 and 37, meaning that they've played 82 games this year, meaning they're actually one game above halfway through the season.
Mhm.
So how
It's
about
Wow.
that?
crazy.
How about that?
Crazy.
So we're gonna redo our picks here from the beginning of the year, but before we do that, A, we got to talk just a little bit of Sorare, so we'll get into that. But B, I don't know about you guys, but I watch a lot of baseball, and I feel like for whatever reason, this year especially, we have seen so many position players pitching.
Hmm.
So many. We've seen Jake Bauers pitch for the Brewers. We've seen Kike Hernandez become the Dodgers' like third string closer all of a sudden. We've seen it when teams are down not even double digit runs at this point, like 7 or 8 runs late into the game. I want to say apologies if you hear that thunder, by the way. It's really going down over here. So
Whoa.
if the mic's picking that up, I hope not. I hope not. Let's just go with that. But yeah, um, I would say personally, I think I'm okay with it, but that's not entirely where this discussion is going to go. My question is more of when or if at all, but I think more of when is the question. When should you be allowed to bring in a position player to pitch? Should there be an inning limit? Should there be a pitch limit? Should there be a run limit? Or should you just be able to throw them in there whenever? Because we're starting to see pitchers get obliterated, these poor position players. We saw Kobe Mayo on the Orioles, I think just 2 nights ago, hit his first ever major league home run off of a position player. Ooh, he kind of looked to the dugout, was like, what am I supposed to do? I hit my first home run off a position player. What do you think? Should there be a rule about this at all, or am I just making a big deal about it?
It does, taking it back to Sorare, I think stacks, going back to our stacks discussion, if you can get your lineup against a team that is if you get up to a big lead, I think in today's MLB, like a 15 run game isn't that uncommon anymore. And I think it's because of like teams just give up if they're down 6, 7 runs and they're like, sure, throw in the shortstop, throw in our backup catcher, whoever, but we're not going to waste bullpen arms. And then, just as many runs are scored in the seventh, eighth innings as there were in the first 6 innings. That, if you look at the box score, it's like, oh my gosh, these teams won by 2 touchdowns sometimes. And from a fantasy baseball perspective, I think it means that, if you get the team that plays against another one that gives up 15 runs, chances are that's going to really score well. But in terms of should they be allowed to? Sure, absolutely. Why not? It's good for the game. I think it's good for the game personally. We want offense, not defense. And sometimes position players can pitch a 3 pitch inning. I don't know if you guys caught
Hey,
that. Was that, or maybe that was a Jacob Short that I watched.
no, that's the truth. Garrett Hampson, newly acquired St. Louis Cardinal, picked up a
Yeah,
3 pitch inning as a
yes,
position player.
yeah.
Yep.
So maybe
Crazy.
that's the trick. Throwing 47 miles an hour. I want to say wasn't
Yep.
trying to even sling it. It was just a nice lob, coach pitch style. But I don't know.
Yeah, Andrew, I was curious. I was looking it up while you were talking here, but we have the Cubs are leading this year with 13 games where they've scored, not 15. 15 is a little bit much, but I went with 10, so we went double digits. They've had
Wow,
13 games this year where they've scored double digits.
wow.
Um, and not only that, there are 6 teams with double digit games
Yeah,
where
yeah.
they've scored double digits already, and we're only halfway through the season. You're right. This year has seen some high scoring games. I don't know why it feels like they've just been more common this year. We saw the Royals put up 22. I keep saying the Royals, man. The Orioles put up 22 the
The
other day.
Chiefs,
The Chiefs, the
no score.
Ravens. We saw the Ravens
The
basically.
Ravens,
Yeah.
crazy. Ravens Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Probably that'll might be the score line. Same score line.
Yeah.
Uh, so there are rules currently about position players
Are they
pitching.
really?
Okay.
Yes, they were revised in 2023. A position player can pitch in extra innings regardless of the score. If your
Okay.
team is losing, a position player can pitch at any point if it's 8 runs or more that you are losing by. Or
Mm.
if you are the winning team, a position player can pitch if you are winning by 10 or more runs and it's the ninth inning. So I feel like those rules are fair.
Okay.
I mean, maybe put in an inning limit for the losing team so that like Kike doesn't come in the sixth and throw what 2 or 3 innings, whatever he did the other day. So maybe like only in the eighth and ninth. That way, like a team is really only saving 1 or 2 pitchers, most likely one. But it is kind of an additional reward if you're in a series against a team and you smoke them in the first game and they should be punished and have to use their bullpen a little bit so that they can't use them the next 2 games against you. It's kind of an easy out to just throw out anybody to go pitch on the mound and save your bullpen a little bit. So maybe put some sort of limit as to you can only use one position player only in the eighth or ninth inning if you're up by 10 or losing by 10 or something, whatever they come up with. But I think the rules are right now are good enough. It does feel like teams are scoring more and there's bigger leads, so it does feel like there's more position players pitching. Um, but I feel like you said, it's entertaining. It might not be what the people came for. Like if you paid for a ticket and your team's down 10 runs, you're not going to be happy anyway. So I guess that's kind of fun for you to see some random person pitching. And it's created some pretty good quality moments over the years. Remember Anthony Rizzo striking out Freddie Freeman? Like what a moment.
Yep.
Like that's an all-time moment in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good with it. I think the rules are fair and I think it's good. Now, if more people are pitching more position players, then they might need to revise it again.
Yeah. I
Even
didn't actually know that that was the rule, but I feel like 8 runs is just
Yeah.
like something about eight under double-digit runs is like okay. I mean, if you want to throw them out
yeah,
there, throw them out there. But
that's why I was
yeah,
thinking
okay. How
10.
about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave it up to the Dodgers to push the envelope. God.
Mm,
Well,
mm.
or I was thinking about this, guys. We could take a page out of soccer's playbook. What if run differential mattered? What if that was something that settled ties? If teams, I mean, same records aren't as common in baseball. I mean, it does happen with like wild card chases. But since they play so many games, teams generally do have slightly different records. But I think there's a situation even last playoffs where they had to go to the third or fourth tiebreaker, I want to say. Forget the exact two teams. But what if they updated it and run differential all of a sudden was what mattered? Do you think would that be better than the current where teams just don't care how much they lose by?
I guess, yeah. Like,
Yeah, I don't know why they don't. So this is how it goes. If it's a tie between two teams for a playoff spot, it's head-to-head record,
Yeah,
intra-division record,
yeah,
inter-division record,
yeah.
last half of intra-league games, last half of
What?
intra-league games plus one.
and no
What?
run differential at all
Run
included anywhere.
differential does
Yeah,
not come into play,
It's
according
weird.
to MLB.com.
Okay.
that's kind of weird.
Should team run differential have a bigger impact in the MLB then? Like for
Yeah.
making the playoffs, for tiebreakers, for I guess just tiebreakers, it wouldn't be that much of an impact. But yeah, that's an interesting point, I guess.
I mean, I think it would kill positional players though, wouldn't it? Like there'd be no such thing as a positional
Yeah,
like player because you always like even if you lose by 10, that's still a win because you like it's better than losing by 14. And
right.
over the course of the season, like every run matters. So I don't
Interesting.
think we'd ever see a positional player pitch again.
Yeah, because like what Andrew's trying to say here is that if the position player pitched and gave up more runs and the run differential mattered and it came down to a tiebreaker at the end of the season and your run differential sucked because you pitched, I don't know, Kike Hernandez instead of
Yeah.
a bullpen pitcher, hey, maybe all of a sudden teams stop using it. Maybe the rule changes. I don't know. Something to think about. I thought it was very interesting.
Yeah, that's
Um,
interesting.
Before we get into our superlatives, any solar updates from you guys? Because last week I I told you guys that I was going to craft a card, and I didn't. And then
Oh yeah.
yeah, we never
That's
crafted
right.
my
Oh.
card. And then I went ahead and won some more essence. Now I got
Oh.
2 cards to craft.
Oh,
Oh.
bang.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bang.
Oh.
So if you guys have anything you want to share, go for it. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to get these going. Also, better card, first card or second card? What's it going to be? My crafts have been tier fours and below this year so far.
Second
I've
card.
been I'm gonna say first card. I'll take
Okay.
the opposite.
Ooh.
Okay.
My one Sora update is that the app is they fixed the predictions on the app.
Nice.
Nice, nice.
Love that.
Oh, and we were update from last week. I don't know if this was live at the time of our recording when we did our review,
Good.
but shout out to the team.
Bang.
I absolutely love my circle. That is my favorite feature on the app. It's cool just at a glance to be like, oh man, I'm having a crappy week, or I'm having a great week. I wonder if the boys are also doing good. Uh, it's good to know you're also not winning. So
Correct.
I like that.
Correct.
I like that.
Hey, I want all this essence though, and maybe it'll be put to
True.
good use here. Maybe it'll be put to good use. Tier fives, man. Let's see something different here. Wait, let's click on there we go. 2% chance. There's only a 26% chance to get a tier five. In theory, there's a 75% chance to don't get a tier five. All
All
right,
right.
let's see it.
Jake
I have
Berger.
two
Jake
chances.
Berger. It's me,
I
Jake
already have
Berger.
his card. I'd rather not get a duplicate, but
This is gonna be
79. Okay, it's a new player. It's
Bo
a new
Bichette.
player.
it's a new player again.
It's a new player. That means
Jacob
Starting P.
Mizorowski?
Wait,
Mizorowski?
Murowski?
Mizorowski?
Oh, I had the
No,
right
no, it's
team.
Manoa. It's Manoa. Oh,
Ooh,
that's a dub. That's a
Max
dub.
Scherzer.
That's a
Interesting.
dub.
Interesting.
That's
Interesting.
better than not. That's better than the second card. Sorry.
I don't think he's pitched a game yet this year, has he?
I
Or
don't. I
maybe
think
has he
that's a
pitched
tier four.
one? I
I
think
think
he's
that's a
pitched
tier
one.
4 or 5.
I think he's
What?
pitched. Yeah. I don't.
It's a
What do you
great. It's a
think?
great card. It's a
That's
great
like
card.
that. I bet you he sells for less than $1.
I agree.
I bet you he's $2. $2. $2 Scherzer.
Okay. All right.
I'm
I
gonna
want to see a
find.
higher serial number than that, man.
I'm gonna tell you what tier
But
he
not too
is.
high. Not
Hold
too
on,
high.
hold on. Hold that thought before we're going to reveal the second card.
Okay, this
334, that's
could be
better.
better.
Dominican,
Dominican.
that's better.
Okay.
Third
Third base.
base.
That's a good position. Race?
Caminero. That's pretty
Oh, that's a good
sick.
one.
Oh,
That's
That's
a good
pretty
that's
one.
sick. All
second card
right.
was better.
Second
About
card
time. It's
definitively
about
was
time.
better.
I got a card I can put into my lineup. Feels good.
That's sick.
Dude, he's been going kind of off.
All-star? All-star?
Is he in the final voting?
That's a good question. He should be. I think he deserves a nod.
Look at
I mean,
that.
that's
Look at
that's good
that.
stats.
Usable. Let's go. Let's
I
What's his
mean,
alpha?
L10
go.
of 10? That's sick.
Hey,
Wow. Wait a
that's
second. Wait a
that's
second.
probably a
Is
tier
he like a
one.
tier one?
Let's find out. There's only one way to find out.
I'm gonna say he's a tier 2, but hey, what
Look
about
at that.
Scherzer? Scherzer. He's better
That's really
than you
good.
guys are.
Boys, that's really good.
That's a great card.
Yeah.
What's Scherzer?
21. Yeah, what's Scherzer? I'm gonna say $2. $2.
Instant
Hey, I'm
buy.
right. I'm
Instant
right.
buy. Instant
Dude,
buy. Instant buy.
Caminero is a tier one.
Public
Let's
offer
go.
169. A tier one. Hey, Scherzer has the only thing that I don't like about this is that I could maybe only use him for 1 year. But hey, you know what? You know what I'll use Scherzer
That's
for?
most cards.
I will use him for daily derby.
Here we
Wow.
go.
Andrew, you are wrong. Max Scherzer is a tier five.
He's at 5. Wow.
Hey,
Damn.
Caminero saved the day.
Wow, tier one, bang. Okay.
Hey, but Hall of Famer though. No? Max Scherzer, Hall of Fame.
Max Scherzer, Hall of Famer. Ooh, there's a good question for you. Max
That's
Scherzer,
that's
Hall of Famer.
probably that's probably a decent debate.
Debate. He's good. He's
I
got
would
World
say
Series.
so. I
He's
would
got
say
World Series, right?
Yeah,
he's
with
a
the
Hall of Famer.
Nats.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He has 300 win. No, he doesn't have 300 wins, right? He doesn't
Mm.
have close. I don't know.
Mm.
I would say
That'd
yes.
That'll be
I would say
interesting.
yes. I would
Pitching
say
into his
yes.
40s. Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right, let's get into these superlatives before it
let's do
starts
it.
thundering and my power goes out. But yeah, how about that? How about that? Junior Caminero. I thought when you saw Dominican, it felt good.
Yeah.
It was the first non. Oh no, I got Alan Roden, who's Canadian. Remember, I got a Canadian.
Oh,
That's
that's
right.
right.
But first non uh
Mark.
like United States or Canadian player. I just when you saw Dominican, you immediately go Tatis, you go Soto, you go a lot of different players. We'll take
A lot of great
Caminero.
players.
Yeah, a lot of good players. To be fair, U.S. could have been good too. U.S. could have been a lot of good players. Could have been Christian Yelich, man. Shout out Christian Yelich. Um, I'll talk about him in a
Wait,
sec. I'll talk.
I
What's up?
got I got one before you guys.
Okay.
I had this thought. So Josh Hader, I know So Rare talk. Best closer in Sorare in the MLB. I know Clase is up there, Diaz is up there, but from a Sorare perspective, I think back to back, he had 50 points in the midweek, and I want to say he had 37 points over 3 games. So that's insane, like number one by a mile. And I don't know if you guys remember this. The Brewers traded him mid-season, and they were pretty good that year. So let me ask you this. This is the only, well, maybe we'll do some Homer talk, but will the Brewers make a trade, positive or negative, this season? In the spirit of making predictions, ahead of discussing our earlier ones, I want to do one for the Brewers. Will the Brewers make a trade, positive or negative? Bonus points if you can guess the direction, whether we're buyers or sellers.
You know, I'm seeing more and more speculation for Freddie Peralta, and I just don't see that happening. I
Oh,
can't see them doing it. Josh Hader, it was almost like it was time. It was like, okay, I could see them doing this. I don't see them doing Freddie. I don't know who else they're trading besides prospects, but they're in second place. They should have won today. They should only be 1 game behind the Cubs. They're only 2 games behind the Cubs. The Cardinals are right behind them. If they want to stay up there, they're going to need to make a move. They don't have a single player on the team above 800 OPS.
Wow.
Single starter, at least. I don't know about pinch hitters or whatever. Yeah. Not a single one. And Yelly's close. Yelly, again, I'll talk about Yelly in a second. I got some good, fun Yelly stats for you coming up later and today in history. But we'll get to that
Ooh.
later. Yeah. I think they do need to make one. Who's it going to be? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you.
Do you think they do? Do they? Do you think they do, or they need to? But do you think they will actually pull the trigger?
Who would they trade? They
I
better
don't
not
know.
trade like Jesus Mate. They could trade
No.
like a Wilkin. They could trade. They better not trade Mizorowski. That would be insane. Fans would be
That
so
would,
upset.
yeah.
Fans would be so upset. I don't know. Remains to be seen.
Josh, I have an answer, but Josh, go. Do you have
Um,
thoughts?
I was very high on them trading either Blake Perkins or Garrett Mitchell, because there's way too many center fielders in the organization. But
Shoulder.
Garrett Mitchell is having surgery again on his shoulder. They're thinking he'll be back by the end of the year. In my opinion, I don't know if he's ever going to play baseball again. Because at what point does he just keep re-injuring the shoulder? All he did was dive back to a base on a pickoff attempt, I believe. So it feels like he's
Yep.
just going to keep re-injuring the shoulder. So he has absolutely no trade value. You have to keep Perkins on, who also has like hardly started baseball activities. And I think his injury was like wasn't it like a foot, or I don't even know what his injury is, but um he's taken a long time to come back. So you kind of have to keep him on the roster now as like a backup center fielder for when he's healthy. So I don't think they're going to make a move there. So like you said, it'd have to be a prospect. They do have a lot of prospects, a lot of great prospects that they could move for a major league bat if they wanted to. I think Made's untouchable, Mizorowski's untouchable, but some of these other guys, like you said, Wilkin, trying to think of some other names
Looking
that
at
come
you,
to mind.
Wilkin.
Blake Burke. Bring up Blake Burke. All he does is hit
Better
home
not touch
runs.
Luis Pena either.
Yeah. So they have a lot of untouchable prospects, it feels like, but you never know. If there's a big name on the market. That's not the Brewers mantra though. I say they do make a trade in the positive direction, but it will be for a relief pitcher.
Mm.
Because that is what the Brewers do.
All right. First superlative coming my way. Freddie Peralta is not going to finish the season with the Brewers.
Wow.
Because think
Wow.
about it. Think about it. Woodruff potentially coming back. Mizorowski is like the arrival of Jesus. He's just there. He's like just a god, instant NL Rookie of the Year favorite. Uh,
Yep.
and Quintana and Chad Patrick, the rotation is so good. We were talking earlier this season. What does the Brewers rotation look like? So many question marks. They have an amazing rotation. Sure, like losing Freddie would suck, but I think the rotation can handle it. And if trading Freddie allows us to get a bat, get us, set up for get us the next Mizorowski, I don't know. I think you do have to be sellers, unfortunately. Even if you are contending. But yeah, I think the answer is Freddie. I don't think we're selling prospects. I think we're selling a established player, and hopefully we get a lot for him. I think the rumors are there for a reason. So I don't
Okay.
know. I think the Brewers are sellers,
Okay.
I can see it.
You think they're getting a bat in return for Freddie?
or maybe it's a little bit of both. But I would actually guess they're going to get a prospect. Brewers way.
Freddie Peralta, future Yankee.
Freddie Peralta
Ooh.
for Andrew McMahon. Mc,
For Andrew McMahon.
Wait, that's not the right name.
Who is
or what's his
Andrew
name?
Ryan,
What's his name?
McMahon?
Ryan,
Ryan
Ryan,
McMahon?
Ryan, Ryan.
Ryan
No,
McMahon?
did you
Andrew.
see how many times Ryan McMahon just struck out this series? All right, we need to get on to the superlatives here. We need to get on to superlatives
All
right
right.
here.
First predictions, though. I like it.
So the order we're gonna go in, we're gonna continue the same as we did at the beginning of the season. We're gonna go Rookie of the Year, MVP, Cy Young, Breakout, Bust, World Series champs, and the Worst Team Award. So let's start off with AL Rookie of the Year. And Nosh, at least your guy is still in the big leagues because Andrew and I both went with a player who's now in AAA, who started off so hot in spring training. We hopped on the bandwagon, didn't consider that he needed more time to develop, but we went with Christian Campbell. Yikes. And I'm going to change my pick immediately, and I'm sure, Andrew, you're going to do the same thing here to the same exact player. It's got to be Jacob Wilson as the AL
Yeah.
Rookie of the Year, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's got to be Jacob Wilson. He's
I
minus
feel
900. I just checked. He's minus 900, and we're only halfway through the season.
it
That's
really
insane.
it feels like not a ton of people were talking about him like in before the season started. But yeah, the A's, man, have the 1 in 2 odds, best odds for Rookie of the Year between Jacob Wilson and Kurt's Nick.
Yeah, I don't think this one really even needs that much discussion.
No,
It's
I'm only keeping Jason Dominguez because he doesn't really have a chance. He'd have to have a crazy second half of the season. But at least he's in the majors, so he has more of a chance than Christian Campbell. So I'm just gonna keep him for that sake. I'm gonna let it ride.
he does, but I'm still gonna put Jacob Wilson underneath your name.
I like it. It
Yeah,
doesn't get much better. It doesn't
yeah,
get much better for NL
he's
Oh yeah.
good.
either.
He doesn't strike out. He has a little bit of pop because why not? Because he's good and he's also fast and he's also pretty good at defense too. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
the all tool player. He's the all
yeah.
tool player. NL Rookie of the Year was just as bad as a prediction for me and Andrew because our player is yet again in AAA. Nosh, yours is in the majors still,
Same boat
but
basically as
is
Jason
struggling
Dominguez.
just like Dominguez in Dylan Cruz
Mm.
for the
Yeah.
Nationals. Super hyped to start the season. Not doing that great right now. Andrew and I went on the Pirates bandwagon this year. We hopped on the Skeens bandwagon this time and
Mm.
went with Bubba Chandler, Pirates prospect, to win the NL Rookie of the Year. He's yet to see a pitch. Yet to throw a pitch in the major leagues. So I guess it's time for round two, midway through the season, to change our picks again. So let's
Bang.
do it. And for this one, it's a lot harder. So this makes it a little bit of fun. But we were just talking about him, and you know what? I think I want to ride it out to the end of the season. He gave up one mistake pitch his entire career so far because he's only pitched 2 games. Jacob Mizorowski. He's leading the favorites to win the NL Rookie of the Year. He's currently number one. I just looked it up. He's plus 175, and there's no one higher than him.
After 2 starts.
After 2 starts. And I like it so
Crazy.
much, I'm going to ride with him. I'm going to say Jacob Wilson, namesake for the AL Rookie of the Year. Jacob Mizorowski, namesake, NL Rookie of the Year. I'm etching it in right now.
Love it. I
Andrew, you
feel
also went with
like
Bubba Chandler. Are you going to go with that
yeah.
still?
No, I don't know. I might just keep Bubba because I
he
don't
could
want to
he could
curse. I don't
become a
want to keep
Mizorowski. He
I
could
don't
get
well,
called
I
up,
don't
and all of a sudden, he could be just as good. You never know.
yeah. I'm gonna fade myself. So I would go with Mizorowski, but because if I pick him, he's gonna be trash. He's gonna give up 10 runs at his next start.
Mm,
So I'm sticking with Bubba Chandler. Keeping the division. Keep him down.
Nosh, what about you?
I'm also gonna hedge the Brewers because it feels wrong picking the Brewers. Um, and I'm going actually a slightly different homer route. I'm going number 2 in odds. I'm going Drake Baldwin, who is from Madison, Wisconsin, just down
Oh
the
wait,
street from
Ooh.
I
us.
like that. I like that. I'm changing.
I have one of his college baseball cards that is autographed. So I'm rocking Drake Baldwin for my pick.
Did he play for the Mallards?
He did. He
I
did. He
believe he
did.
did for one
He
year,
did.
yes.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
That's sick.
He went to South Carolina for college, I want to say.
I think
I think
that's
that's the
right.
card I have.
He went to. He's American.
Missouri State.
Missouri
Similar
State,
colors, similar
also known as
colors,
South Carolina. Missouri
similar
State.
colors.
All right. So there you go. AL and NL Rookie of the Year. We struggled at the beginning of the season. It made sense. Jason
Yeah.
Dominguez, Christian Campbell, they both had great springs. Christian Campbell especially. Dylan Cruz, probably one of the most hype prospects going into this year. Bubba Chandler, one of the most hype pitchers going into this year, yet to throw a pitch. So there we go. We revised our picks. We're back. Let's move on to MVP. And what I like about MVP is we probably won't need to be making as many revisions here. Because AL MVP, come on. It was that easy.
Yep.
We all said Aaron Judge. We're still probably going to all say Aaron Judge.
Yeah. I mean, he's heavy favorite,
Heavy
betting
favorite. 1100 OPS. Like, seriously, you
Okay.
can't. He hit 30. His 30th home run today, so he's on pace to hit just over or just under 60. Yeah, it's got to
We'd
be Judge,
be
man.
we should mention Cal Riley's name because
Mm-hmm.
he's
Yes.
having one of the best offensive seasons a catcher's ever had. Um, so I think it's a little bit unfair because Aaron Judge is also having a historic season. Um, so shout out Cal Riley. I just don't think anyone's gonna take overtake the throne from Judge.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
winning you single-handedly winning you the dingers only, I'm gonna say it right
Hey, there's
now.
still a day left.
Yeah, you're not gonna back Big Dumper, Josh.
I have both of them. They are both contributing to my amazing score. So
Mm,
these are my guys.
insane. Can you guys name the third best odds in the AL for MVP?
I
The
can because I'm
third
looking
best.
right at it.
Oh,
So I'll let
okay.
It
Jacob
surprised
guess.
me. It surprised me.
Surprised me as well.
It's not a name
Is it
we talked about.
Scubal
Freddie
Nope.
Peralta to this team for this player?
Oh, that'd be sick.
for the
Sick.
third in MVP voting?
Yep. He plays for the Astros.
Yep,
He's a
we've done it
position of
before.
need.
We've traded away our players to the Astros.
You can't even name a player on the Astros
I
who's
can
third
name
in
all the
MVP.
players on the Astros. I'm like, I don't know which one you'd want here.
The youngest,
The youngest? Are you really thinking Jeremy Pena?
Number
third,
three.
third in the AL MVP odds right now.
To
Dang,
be
He's
fair,
having a sneaky good season.
he's having a
very
really
good.
good season.
Plus 6,500 to be
Yeah,
fair.
long
But,
shot.
but
Better
still.
than Bobby Witt, better than Jose Ramirez.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
double the odds of them. And
Yeah.
Scubal.
Yeah. Your boy Junior Caminero at 8.
Hey,
That's a dub.
that's
That's
a
a dub.
dub for a craft. Finally, I was due. I was due.
Wow. Wow.
All right. So yeah, unanimously Aaron Judge, but shout out Cal Raleigh. You can't not talk about him when talking about AL MVP this year, but you never know, but I don't see Judge going down that much to where he's going to lose out on his MVP status. That would require an exponential fall off that I don't think is going to happen. And I don't think it's not as exponential, but I don't think it's going to happen for NL MVP either. I think Shohei Ohtani is going to wrap it up, and I still think he is. That's what I guessed at the beginning of the year. I guess Judge, I guess Ohtani, boring, but that's what's going to happen. I'm going to stick with my Ohtani guess for NL MVP here. What do you guys think? Because Andrew, you went with Soto,
Oh,
who
did I?
been a little
He's
slow though,
third. He's third.
but
Yeah.
picked it up a lot recently. Fernando Tatis, Nash, started off very good and has been
Sell his card.
very mid since.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
When I
know
bought him.
how else to say it. It's been very mid since about middle of May
Mm-hmm.
When Josh bought
when
the
Nash
card.
bought his card.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
So are
can
you
look at the
guys, what
date.
do you think? Are we revising here? Because I'm not revising my Otani pick at all.
I'm shuffling. I'm sticking with it.
You're
Sticking with
shuffling?
it.
Who's second?
Yeah.
Who's second?
PCA, a name that should be talked about.
Of course, of
Probably
course.
the biggest breakout. I know we're going to talk about that next, but I mean, that's like
Yeah.
go from, he could be a good player to second in MVP voting. And if Ohtani
Mhm.
didn't exist, could be the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I'm switching.
Yeah. And that'll be my revision for NL breakout for sure. But yeah, it's crazy to see second in MVP for PCA. That's awesome. Good for him.
I'm switching to Ohtani.
You're switching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tatis, you might have to switch off of.
Tatis,
Soto? Soto's
Soto
good, man.
could.
Soto's
I
good.
still, I
People
still
were
don't think
hating on
anyone's
him the
touching.
beginning of the season, but like he's good.
The
I'm glad I have his so rare card, man.
the odd like the odds makers have given Ohtani like a not over 95% chance to win the MVP. Like that's insane. We're not even
Wow.
halfway through the season. That's insane.
That is wild.
Hey, we'll
Yeah.
stick with Soto. Maybe he'll win.
You could
Moving
make a
on.
lot of money. You could make a lot of money.
Moving on. Cy Young.
Mm.
Cy Young. Hey, we did. We'll get to it. We'll get to it in a second.
We did what?
Um,
We did bad.
I think this is another one because of our order here. We go MVP and then Cy Young. We were
Mm.
looking at Judge. We were looking at Ohtani. You guys broke the streak of saying Judge and Ohtani with your NL MVP when with going with Tatis and Soto. I broke the streak of saying Judge, Ohtani, Scubal because no one wanted to say Scubal again, right? And I went with Jacob DeGrom. You guys went with Logan Gilbert. Why didn't we just stick with Scubal again, man? He's
Dude,
too good.
fatigue. We fatigued.
He's too good.
He's
The
amazing.
We
Pirates, the Tigers have the best record in baseball.
I would
What
not
is
have guessed
this?
that.
it's awesome. It's so
Yeah,
awesome.
it is.
I
They're
love it.
great. They're fun to watch. Scubal is unhittable. Let's play a game here. Let's play a game. What is
Yeah.
Tarek Scubal's ERA? Over under 2.6.
Under.
I would say 171.
Okay, that's a
Mm.
little much. It's
I was
229. Now,
Hmm.
hold on, hold on, hold
not
It's
on.
not
far off.
Mizbrowski.
Guess what his whip is?
That's got to be under
Oh yeah.
1.93.
No. 0.83.
Wow.
0.85.
Wow.
His career whip is 1.04.
Oh,
His
That's nasty.
whip from last year was 0.922. And right now it's at 0.85.
so good.
Wow.
So good.
So
It's
good.
Scubal, man. It's Scubal.
It's
The fact
Scubal.
that these odds aren't wider is kind of wild. I mean, Crochet's having a great year.
Crochet's having
Hunter
a
Brown.
great
Hunter
year.
Brown's
Hunter
been
Brown does deserve a
fantastic.
shout out as well. But I think I'm gonna just I if Scubal keeps pitching the way he is, he's gonna continue to win the Cy Young. So I'm switching to
Yeah.
Scubal. What do you guys think? Are you switching to Scoobs as well? Or are you going somewhere else?
Scoobs, man. I know
Scoobs?
it shouldn't take.
Scoobs? Oh, now we've jinxed it if we're all switching to him.
No.
We all switched to Wilson though. We all switched to Wilson. Wilson's got it covered, so you know.
Let's.
Um.
I'll I'll switch to Hunter Brown. Rep
Okay.
my own guy. Rep my
Okay.
own silver card.
Sure. Sure. He's a dog.
He's
It's
a
okay
dog.
taking the dog.
He's a
Yeah.
dog.
Going unconventional.
I
Should
hopped
actually bet
back
some of these.
kind of on the Pirates bandwagon here for my NL Cy Young pick, and I did go with Paul Skeens. I'm gonna keep it there. We're
I
gonna
like
see
it.
that. You guys went with Zach Wheeler, and I'm assuming you guys are gonna keep it there too.
Yep.
Keeping it.
Stay. That's a
Keeping it.
stay.
Those are pretty
We
good
picked
picks.
No.
I
we picked
like
the
it.
top
We-
two NL
No
pitchers.
We
Kings.
nailed it with the NL Cy Young. We're so back. Well, let's not talk about the breakouts. But
Let's
Oh,
stop the count.
yeah, Skeens, Zach Wheeler, number one, number two. Zach Wheeler, fun fact, you guys both spelled it wrong in our sheet here. He's a
nice. Good.
Zack. Zach.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Zach.
Shout out Zach.
Anybody?
Shout out all the Zachs.
Anybody? He
Anybody
spells his
what?
name with a K. Come on. He's making K's out here. Forwards,
Hmm.
backwards, it doesn't matter which way you have it written. Zach Wheeler
Backwards
with a
K.
K.
That makes sense, yeah. That makes a lot of
Yep.
sense.
It's kind of on brand.
It's the perfect name. Oh wow. I didn't
Oh,
realize
wow.
this.
Uh-oh.
I just looked up my breakout player. Bro, he's going off.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He turned it around a lot. He was
He's
not
up there in strikeouts, but I don't know. You picked a good one. You guys both
Yeah.
picked a pretty all right one.
Okay. Okay. I feel like unless you want to do like a second half breakout, I feel like we need to leave our breakout players.
I think
Yeah.
that's good. I think that's
Like,
good.
I think that's
Um,
fair.
but we have to acknowledge for the AL breakout who we said at least. Nash, you went with
Yes. Gotta
Riley
talk about that.
Green. Riley Green,
Yes,
again, he's up there in strikeouts. That's his one flaw is that he's going to strike out.
correct.
But I have his so rare card. It puts up some pretty good points for me, man.
Yeah, I have his card as well. I will say it's a little bit of a like not it's hard to call him a breakout, I guess, because he had a 5 WAR season last year and was an all-star. I was thinking he was gonna be like top 10 in MVP votes kind of breakout. I think that's what I talked about when we recorded this originally. I don't think he is in the top 20 right now. Riley Green 11 at plus 20,000 and odds. So he is kind of breaking out. His
It's
stats
not
are
bad for a
are
breakout
improved.
player. It's not bad.
His stats are definitely improved from last season. He's got 2.6 WAR, and we're about halfway through, so he's on pace for another 5 WAR season. Um, Probably going to finish up pretty similar to last year if he stays on this pace. So maybe not a full breakout, but a decent pick nonetheless.
Yeah, I think if we're gonna do at least maybe a shout out here, I said Matt Wallner. By the way, yikes, he's batting
Not a great
204
pick.
this year. He was hurt for a little bit. He also has one of the very few hits allowed by Jacob Mizorowski, the only home
First home
run
run.
against Jacob Mizorowski.
Mm.
So hey, that's kind of
Yeah,
sick, right? Maybe
there you
not.
go.
Broke up the no hitter perfect game with the home run. Not a perfect game, just a no hitter.
Yeah.
But yikes. I think who we can mention as the quote unquote right answer here is probably Jeremy Pena. And the right answer for the NL breakout is PCA.
Yep.
If you
Yeah.
guys want to say that kind of makes sense here. Andrew Torkelson, it's been the breakout season of his career.
He's on the
Has it
best
been?
team.
Yeah.
He's on the best team.
He's been hitting some bombs for them. He's been hitting some torques for them. It's been better than what we've seen in the past from him. So I would say that's not a terrible pick either from you. Like, well done, you guys picking Tigers. NL breakout, Nosh.
Hmm.
Connor Norby. Why would you go with a Marlin, bro?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like a one of I felt like I was picking too many like favorites. Had to throw a dog in there somewhere.
There you go.
Um, to be to be fair, he's not having a horrible season. Um, he's positive WAR, which is
Okay.
always good.
On the Marlins, it's
Uh,
pretty good.
he's hitting 248, OPS plus of 82, so he's just under league average. Not a breakout by any means, but also not having a terrible, terrible season. He's
He,
got a chance still. Second half player, maybe. Maybe he'll turn around a little bit, get the OPS plus up around 100. But yeah, definitely not a breakout, but not the worst pick in the world for a Marlin.
yeah, I went with Mason Wynn, who he's hitting
Yeah,
263 with 7 home runs. It's
from the
a
shortstop
very,
position.
very, very young career that he has so far. He's only played a couple of years, but it's the best season so far of his carear.
Yeah, I'd say
And
that's a
from a
decent
shortstop
pick.
position, yeah, 263 with 7 home runs. Can you ask for too much more? It's better than Willie Thomas.
Yeah.
True,
Better than Willie
true,
Adames. Is
very
it a
true.
breakout season like P. Crow Armstrong? No. Or we also got to give a little bit of a shout out here to Spencer Schwellenbach, too.
Yeah.
Just threw a 11 strikeout game yesterday as of recording this.
Shout
And
out to
then,
Dang.
I have his Sorare card.
okay,
Dang.
Bought it.
I've
Just
been
picked it up.
teasing it for a bit, and this only counts for the last month, but let me just read you guys some stats here.
Here we go.
How about Christian Yelich?
So
Nuclear.
good.
Christian
So
Yelich,
good.
you're not necessarily throwing him into your breakout player category, but ever since his MVP season, ever since he got hurt, he's not been the same. We can all agree on that.
Yeah.
And this year, Yelich's average wasn't above 200 until April 20th. That's right. So for the first month of the season, month almost, his average wasn't above 200. And then it kind of stayed around 200 for another month, and his OPS stayed around 675, which is not very good. For example, Mason Wynn, who we were just talking about, has an OPS of 720. Yelich was a former MVP. So his OPS stayed around 675. On May 27th, shout out to mom and dad, who A, anniversary is tomorrow, but B, were at this game. On May 27th, Yelich hit a walk-off grand slam against the Red Sox off
I
of...
was there too.
You were there too. How about that? I thought it was just them for some reason.
Nope,
No,
I
that's
was there.
right. You were there. Yeah, and we were like one of the best games of your career. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right. Either way, Yelly hit this walk-off grand slam, and that brought his average up to, it brought his average up to 210, which is still really bad. But guess what he's hitting now? After today's game, he's hitting 260, and his OPS is 794. So in 1 month and 2 days since hitting a walk-off grand slam, he's raised his average up 50 points, and he's raised his OPS up 119 points. His average in June is 340, and his OPS in June is 924. So,
Wow.
like I said, you can't call a former MVP a breakout player as well. But if we're going to talk about breakout players, having this breakout since he hit this walk-off grand slam, Christian Yelich, that's got to be studied, man. That
Oh,
changed his
yeah.
psyche. He turned into MVP quality since.
Yeah.
All he needed was a little bit of confidence boost, and it was a bases loaded. I think there were no outs, or was there one out? Maybe there was one out. But either way, all he needed to do was place a ground ball where no one was. All he needed to do was hit a fly ball, but he said, nah, walk-off grand slam. And since then, he's playing like an MVP. So how about that? Shout out to Christian Yelich, man.
Dude, there's a
Boom.
lot of Brewers that you could throw into the breakout category. Sal
Yeah,
Frelick, Chad
especially in June.
Patrick, Caleb Durbin's been turning it around a little bit. It's
Mhm.
crazy. It's crazy. A lot of these young guys are performing. Chad Patrick is like fifth in NL Rookie of the Year odds. Like Brewers have two of the top five, and they're both pitchers. Kind of wild. But yeah, Sal Frelick currently hitting 295, 1.6 WAR in half a season. It's pretty good. Pretty good for
Homered
Sally.
today. Homered
He did.
today.
He did. Didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Anyway,
All right, so let's
now we
move on
get to
over.
move on.
Yeah,
Everybody's favorite section.
and we did well here. So shout out to us.
Jock.
AL Bust. I think
Mm.
I did the worst here, but he's had a weird season, and he started off really slow. He's picked it up for sure, and I hope he continues to play well for the Giants. But Rafael Devers, it's
Yeah.
very, very bad start to the season. So it was a bust for a bit. Luis Robert, define bust. Luis Robert, absolutely. Nosh, you kind of nailed it there. He's also hurt, which, as we have already determined last year, that doesn't take away from being a bust. If you get hurt, that kind of makes you a bust. Not that you can control it.
Right.
Still a bust.
Right.
Andrew, you said Anthony Santander. Anthony Santander. What's he hitting this year?
I don't think anything like last year.
No, don't look it up. What's his average this year? Guess his batting average this year.
I would have guessed 240.
Because he's also injured, by the way. So, again,
We
helps
don't root
out
for that.
in the bust category. He's hitting 179 this year.
Insane.
Yeah.
He's hitting Christian Yelich in April numbers this year.
Andrew, the point you made in the original podcast was that he was a free agent, and the contract he signed, it's not necessarily that he was going to be bad, it's that he wasn't going to live up to his contract. He's just bad. Not only is he getting
Fortunately.
paid a lot of money, he's playing terrible. So you nailed this one. This was a great answer for you.
It makes you feel good, but at the same time, not good. Not good. I like Anthony. Hey, but at the same time, he got his bank. I feel a little bit bad for Blue Jays fans, but at least our boy got paid. At least our boy got paid.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Absolutely.
For the NL side, we also nailed it. I think we nailed it even better than
Mm-hmm.
we did the AL side. Nosh,
Yeah.
you said Jordan Walker.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And Jordan Walker this year for the Cardinals is currently hitting 210.
Bad.
That's not
Not
good.
good.
His career
He
average
was
is 245. He's hitting 210 this year. That's
he
not
was
great.
a highly touted prospect in the Cardinals organization, and he's been that way for the last 3 or 4 seasons. He's never put it together for them. He's gotten his chances, and he cannot figure it out. Hits the ball hard, just doesn't
Also,
hit.
also got hurt this year, which
Jeez.
again makes him even more of a bust according to our
Yeah.
terms and
Yeah.
conditions. Andrew and I both said Willie Adames. Willie Adames hitting 209 this year with a career average of 245.
Wow. Same exact thing.
Almost the
Yep.
exact same stats as Jordan Walker. He does have 9 home runs, but look at Mason Wynn, 263 with 7 home runs. Would you rather have that or 209 with 9 home runs?
It's
Mm.
crazy.
Well,
Six.
and the cost too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Again,
saying.
and
Mason Wynn's
remember what he did
faster.
last
Mason Wynn's
season.
defense is pretty dang good. Willie's batting 120 points under his career OPS this year. That was a pretty good pick by us. Why are we bad at picking players that aren't good or won't be good just for a certain year? I don't know. So do not buy a so rare player of a person that we say is going to do badly next year because clearly that's the one thing we know how to pick.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
guess
if you
so.
guys have anything to add to the bust category, but we kind of nailed it.
Yeah.
um, and we'll skip on down because I think we also okay. We got to make fun of Nash for something. We got to make fun of Nash real
Yes.
quick, real quick.
Yes.
I said the worst team was going to be the Rockies this year. Pretty much spot on. You guys both
Very
said the
good.
Marlins. Pretty much spot on. However, Nash, under your Marlins pick here, it's not in my update blue. It's in the black ink that we used in the first episode.
Yeah.
Worst team award, San Diego Padres?
Yes. Okay.
Why?
I believe I phrased it more so as biggest disappointment. So
Mm.
my
Oh,
Marlins was the pick for worst team. My Padres pick was for biggest disappointment,
okay.
which they were amazing at the start of the year. They've kind of gone cold a little bit. A little bit. They're still up there. They're second in the West, a very hard division. They're probably not going to beat the Dodgers, but they will be a wild card team. But when will they ever beat the Dodgers? That's kind of their thing. They are the little brother of San Diego. They can't beat their big brother down in LA. So kind of not probably not the biggest disappointment. You could probably give that to the Rangers,
I was gonna say, yeah. Who
the
would you give it to then?
Guardians,
Yep.
Guardians.
Rangers,
Maybe
Royals.
I might be my team that I picked for the World Series champs.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
Kansas City Royals.
Been some
I wanted
disappointments.
to pick
Yeah.
a team from the
The
Central. I wanted to be
Diamondbacks.
different, and I picked the Royals, man, for my World Series champs. So yeah, it could be the Royals for sure.
Yeah,
Diamondbacks, maybe, yeah. Red Sox.
yeah.
There's a lot of teams you could consider
A lot of
disappointing. So we
disappointment.
got a lot of time left. We got half the season left. Disappointing so far. Maybe even do you dare say like the Rockies as well?
The Rockies
Yeah.
are like a different level.
Yeah.
They're the worst team maybe ever. So
We'll
it's got
see.
to be the
We'll
Rockies.
see. They just beat the Brewers today. We can't talk crap about the Rockies. Yeah, World Series champs. I picked the Royals. I wanted to pick someone from the Central. Should have picked someone like the Tigers.
Yeah.
Wanted to stray from the Dodgers Yankees train. Picked the wrong team. That was a bad pick. I'm gonna say I'm gonna switch it up, and you heard it here. I'm gonna say that the Tigers are gonna win. I'm gonna stay
Okay.
with the Central, and I'm gonna put in the
Okay.
Tigers. So I'm making a little revision right here for me. What about you guys? Andrew, you said the Dodgers. Nash, you said the Yankees. We still feeling good about these picks? I think you can't really go wrong with not changing them.
Yeah. Two first place
Sticking.
teams.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
We gotta ride it out. I don't think the Yankees will win the World Series. I don't know if they have the talent to win the World Series, especially against
Whoa.
a team like the Dodgers or the Tigers. Tigers, Yankees, ALCS would be pretty electric. Um, but they're first in the AL East, another tough division. I can't really go against that right now.
Yeah. Well, there
Is
you
the
have
AL
it.
East tough? Is it a tough division?
Dude, the Rays, bro, the
Yeah, it's
Blue
two horse
It's
Jays,
race.
tough because of different teams than you would think.
Right. But if it's a two-team race,
three. The Blue
your
Jays are three
team.
games back.
Yeah, the Blue Jays are
Yeah,
there. The Red
yeah.
Sox are
Red Sox are
still not
hovering
done.
around
Yeah.
500. The
It's
Orioles
true.
stink. Orioles'
Manoa's coming
biggest
back.
disappointment.
Orioles biggest
Yeah,
is no.
Orioles.
I
Um,
predicted it was like a little side shout because I know I predicted the Rockies to be the worst team award, but I knew the Orioles were also not going to be this year. I made a YouTube short about it. It's out there.
There's
Give
proof.
me an extra point.
There's proof.
But looking at these revisions here, not as many as I thought there were going to be.
I
Not
thought
as
we
bad as we
nailed it.
thought. Not
Yeah,
as bad as we thought.
we need to work on our rookie of the year predictions,
Rookie of the year
Yeah, we need
is
to
probably
do
the hardest thing
scouting.
to predict,
which is
correct?
also fair. Yes.
Especially if the current favorite in the NL wasn't in the majors. We were right with that thinking of,
Yeah.
okay, let's go with the guy that
I mean,
might
I
even
picked
still be
teams
in the
last year. It
minors.
was right.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's right, could be this year, but we just picked the wrong horse,
Yep.
Absolutely.
wrong pony.
Wrong
Tough to hit the
pony.
track.
Wrong pony club.
Oh,
We
great
are
song.
not going to keep on dancing. All
All
right.
right. Yeah.
Well, before we hop into the pickle nosh, we got today in history. We're back yet again. We're actually
Oh,
going with tomorrow in history as of recording this, but yesterday in history as of uploading this. So it's we're going with June 30th. Why? Because it's mom and dad's anniversary. So on this date in history, June 30th, 1962, we're throwing it back to Dodger Stadium in
mm.
Los Angeles. The newly rehomed, I guess you could say. The Brooklyn Dodgers have moved now to Los Angeles. The year is 1962. Sandy Koufax is on the mound. And what does Sandy Koufax do to start the day? Well, he strikes out three batters in a row on 9 pitches. And you guys know what that is, right? It's an immaculate inning to start off the game. How about that? That's pretty sick, right? Something
Yeah.
to get the fans going. By the way,
Hmm.
leadoff hitter he struck out, Richie Ashburn. Pretty sure he was a Hall of Famer. So that's pretty cool.
There you go.
But he struck out three hitters on 9 pitches. But Koufax didn't stop there. He's elite, future Hall of Famer, right? He went on to throw the first no hitter of his
Wow.
career. That's right. He struck out 13 batters and walked five, but it isn't. Let's try that again. He struck out 13 batters and walked five, but it didn't matter because he gave up no hits. So this was the first ever no hitter thrown at Dodger Stadium in LA. This was the first ever no hitter thrown by the Dodgers since moving to LA 4 years prior. And most importantly, this was the first and only to this day no hitter to ever to be thrown with an immaculate inning in it by one of the
Wow.
best pitchers of all time, Sandy Koufax. He was elite in Brooklyn. He was elite in LA. Won a World Series with them, and threw four hit what is wrong with my speaking today? He threw four no hitters in his career, but I think this one was one of the coolest. A, because it was first. B, because it set all these records at like Dodger Stadium and stuff like that. And C, because it included an immaculate inning. So, how about that?
That's awesome.
June 30th, 1962.
Um,
Go back.
Richie Ashburn was selected into the Hall of Fame in 1995 by the Veterans Committee. Not sure about that.
Hey, he's in
Uh,
Cooperstown. That's all that matters, man.
Six-time
Hmm.
All-Star, two batting titles. Best MVP finish was seventh. He had a 64 WAR career 308 batting average.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like a pretty
Pretty
solid
good. Pretty
contact
solid
hitter.
player, yeah.
Only hit 29 home runs in 14 seasons.
Wow.
His record high was his last season as a New York Met in 1962. He hit 7.
Wow.
There you
Richie
go.
Ashburn.
Richie Ashburn shout out.
I thought he was in the Hall of Fame. I had a feeling. I knew it.
Yeah,
I knew
you
it.
nailed it.
All right. Who are we saying for the Pickles? Yelly? We talked about a lot of players today, but I did a whole spiel on Yelly, man. I feel like he
I
deserves
like
it.
it.
Got it, Yelich. Or Caminero.
Or Caminero, yeah.
We're gonna get it in
Righty,
one.
righty.
Yelich.
Righty,
Oh.
righty from the USA, not from the NL Central. So how about
It's
Bobby
Torkelson.
Witt?
Oh, Bobby Witt.
Okay.
It is the AL Central. It's
It's-
Torkelson.
Torkelson.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
It's
It's not. We got the age right with both players, and it's
That's
neither.
Wow.
crazy.
Wow.
We don't have the
Okay.
team. Twins?
Could be the Twins. Could be the White Sox.
White Sox? They got a lot of young
Could be the
younger
Guardians.
players.
Oh, it could be the White Sox. Is it like? Oh, think of their.
Is
pitching.
Mydroth righty?
Yeah. You could say him. You could say him. Or is he a
I-
lefty? No, he's
23. Team?
Yeah, say him.
Too
say him,
young.
say
Get the
him.
team. It is the White
Ooh,
Sox.
Okay.
Okay.
Cannon? Jonathan Cannon?
It's a good one.
I'm gonna
Good
use my
job.
knowledge here. He's 24.
Should we get a pitcher out of the way? Do we guess pitcher
If it's
already?
reliever, I'm screwed.
Oh no, Leisure. I know that's a name.
It is a starting pitcher.
Oh,
It's a starting
okay.
pitcher?
I got this. Let me just channel my inner Charlotte Knights knowledge here. Okay, it's not. Is it Leisure? It can't. Grant Taylor, No, he's not a starter. He's not a starter. He's the closer. He's the one that just closed out the game recently.
Yeah. I only know bullpen guys. God.
I know. There's. Oh, Jesus. It's not Jonathan Cannon. There's Saval. It's not Saval.
It's not Adrian Hauser.
It's not Hauser.
Oh, I've never heard of this guy.
You've looked it up? Okay.
Well, I don't know. I
Give me a
found
second.
a guy that's the same. Actually, wait, there's two potential guys it could be.
There's
Oh
two.
God. Both 25.
Both 25, both starting pitchers. One's a rookie. Let's go with
I don't know.
Shane Smith.
Shane Smith.
It might not be him.
Shane. What a basic name. Hey.
It was? All right. His teammate Sean Burke also has the same characteristics.
Sean Burke. Sure. Didn't
All
have
right.
Shane Smith or Sean Burke in my book. Shane Smith, MLB. Hey,
Okay.
not bad.
5 earned
3.38.
runs.
I knew it.
Bad
He never
outing,
played in
though.
Charlotte, man. That's not fair.
He pitched his last outing was bad, but
Yep.
3.38 on the season is not bad, especially because his last outing was bad.
Yeah.
In 2 innings, he got 5 earned runs. Wow. Okay.
Not fair.
Wait, so did he just
Not
skip
fair.
Charlotte? So did
No,
he
he
skip
played
Charlotte?
actually in Nashville.
Oh, he was a Brewer guy?
No.
Did he come up through the
Sure.
Brewers then?
Wait, he went to the Governor's Academy.
What is this? Wait, what is the Governor's Academy?
Whoa.
Whoa.
We're learning here now.
That's fancy.
An
Boarding
independent
school.
boarding school.
No,
Whoa.
Shane Smith?
All right, wait. Don't
Oh,
look.
that's
Don't
in
look.
high school because
I'm
he
not
went to Wake
looking.
Forest.
What do you think the tuition is at the school? How
This
many
is
how
high
many
school.
silver cards?
I saw what it was. It's
Oh.
insane. It's
For a high
insane.
school?
Yeah,
No.
boarding school.
A boarding.
Yes, it is because he went to Wake Forest. I just looked it up.
Yeah, ninth through 12th grade.
How much do you think?
Tuition?
Yeah, tuition.
Is it
Oh
more
my-
than 15,000 grand a year? 15.
Oh
Oh,
my God.
oh,
Oh
yeah,
my
dude.
God. Oh
50
my
grand?
God.
20
Oh
grand?
my
No,
God.
keep going.
Oh
I'm gonna
my
say
God.
65.
What?
It is
What?
$72,000.
Mascot, the governor.
Wow.
I don't
That's
I don't know what this means. $87 million endowment. What is this
They have
boarding?
a
72?
headmaster.
What does that
if you want
mean?
to, well, if you want to go there and stay there, it's like it's called college. And then if you just go there for a day, it's slightly cheaper. So yeah, so you get like room and board. That's insane. You know,
Wow.
boarding school was like one of those things that like they talk about in movies, but it's just never felt real. But maybe I'm just it's too coastal for this Midwestern boy.
The governors
Dude, they
again.
charge $62,000 for people that don't even live at the school.
Yeah,
Like they just go to the school and then go home and it's
yeah.
62,000. Okay. All right. Wow. That was a deep dive into boarding school.
There we
Uh
go.
Yeah, anyways.
Boy, so this
wow.
guy's rich. That means the guy
Yeah.
from the that guy's rich is he was
Shane
rich
Smith.
before. He
Shane Smith. He
that
didn't need
kid's
no
rich.
baseball
He's a
career.
whale. He owns Ohtani Sorare cards.
Wait, we should start DMing rookie baseball players. Get them on So Rare. That could be your full-time job,
There
honestly.
you
True.
go.
If you get the,
No, you can't
referral
get
bonus from
players
that.
to play so rare. That doesn't seem right. That seems like they get banned from baseball
No,
quicker than Pete Rose.
oh, well, soccer guys were able to. Like
That's a good point.
Griezmann had a team.
That's a good
Um,
point.
I want to say a couple of Jupiler guys had a team.
Malik Beasley, basketball
Yeah.
player, just got caught for gambling on the NBA when he was a buck.
Well,
It is
Anyway,
different with
my
soccer
legend.
because there's multiple
He
leagues,
wasn't on the
but
championship team.
true,
yeah.
true. On that note,
Yeah. Is
there you
Giannis
have
gone?
it.
New topic. Is Giannis gone?
Okay, all right. There's not enough hours in the day. Uh, let
Birdies.
us know. Let us know in the comments below who are you picking for these superlatives that we went through. Were you rocking with some of the same players, or are you picking other people? Let us know. Leave us a rating wherever you are listening to our podcast. Go check out the socials, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and as always, you just attended batting practice. Now you're ready to get in the game. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.